All right, let's pull up the lineup, dude. Dude, I'm so excited for this. I'm unbelievably excited.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. It's you have to realize like these there's some past some past rivalries and bad blood between some of these guilds. So it's it's I'm kind of interested. Like so far, here's the thing. So far the trash talk in the Invoker Discord has been pretty mild, right? It's
yeah.
been there's been some back and forth from like ex Reflect members, right? So I'm starting to see like, especially if a fight becomes too one-sided, I can 100% expect already. I know there's gonna be like some mutual respect there just because they're all PvPers, but at the same time, with PvPers comes a lot of banter.
Of course there is. Would you have it any other way?
No.
Hell
That's
no,
what
dude.
that's
Hell
what
no.
that's what fuels like my competitiveness. If somebody trash talks me, says something about my mother, bro, oh my goodness, I will spend the rest of eternity making sure that they lose the next GVG.
Shut him down, man. Shut him down. Dude, and here we go. What do we got? 10 minutes before the start of the... Dude, I got to get in this War Games, by the way. How the fuck do you do that? War Games.
4-3.
Oh, there it is.
They changed the part. Yeah, they changed the
Hey,
password.
no, yeah, wait, yeah. Wait, is that a bad thing if people know that or not?
No. It's
You sure?
it's gonna be a captain's pick anyway.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. I definitely hid the stream for the start.
No.
All right, cool.
You know what the cool thing about the new War Games too, right? If you notice, like it actually starts to count how many of each weapon is in each side.
Whoa, that's
Now,
crazy.
Yeah. So you know very accurately what comps you're gonna be going into.
Goodness gracious, and we're not like there's no way that we're tilting it either way to each side right now, right? Like I'm looking at each side here, right? So who is the yellow team?
Yellow team looks to be, let's see, Caesar stack. That looks to be
Happer.
It's Happer. It's Caesar stack,
Happer.
right? Ooh, yeah, that's
All
Happer
right,
is
dude.
Caesar stack. Game one. Oh yeah, game one is Happer versus Raid Shot.
Exactly. And if I'm not mistaken, we are meeting on the Shattered Temple map.
Yeah, game one, game two, by the way, from the draft yesterday. It's both Shattered Temple, surprisingly.
Correct, dude. Shattered Temple. That is a boonstone. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
It is. So it's gonna be a bit of a shift for all teams or any teams that makes it to the finals, right? Because they're gonna be, it's boonstone, and all of a sudden you have ripstone. So we know that ripstones don't have overtime, so you have to be really perfect with that timing. I think also one thing to note is it is a Cordy meta, right? A Cordy crossbow, the spin is so OP. But here's the thing.
I've seen videos.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Free. They have long cooldowns. They have long downtimes. Probably the longest downtime of any class slash combo slash bomb whatsoever. If you want to think of it that way.
How bad
right?
is it though? How bad is the cooldown? Are we talking like 30 seconds? Are we talking crazy?
More like it's not necessarily like the cooldown that usually matters in like GVGs or like Riftstone Boonstone regularly, but this is after all a war game. So
yeah, exactly.
The travel time isn't that far. So let's say like if let's say right now for red team, two crossbows for yellow. So whoever uses it, I think it's gonna come down to the wire. It's gonna come down to the like the overtime or something like that. Just because of whoever uses their crossbows or gets the most has the most impact with their Cordy crossbows towards the end is probably gonna take the fight. So that might.
Oh man.
The Cordy spins at some point in the late game might have to be a macro call, is what I'm thinking.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is, so from what I understand, the Cordy combo relies on like getting in the middle, doing as much damage as you possibly can in like a huge burst AoE.
Yes.
And then after that, you're almost useless, right? You are a wet noodle.
Yeah. You're just trying to get out of there. Most likely you won't, and that's about it.
Okay. Jesus. So That is such an interesting concept coming from so on in the very early game, right? There were huge AoE metas. Like Flash Wave was unbelievably strong.
Yeah.
Then more recently, we saw the shift over to the Bruiser heavy, Big Daddy heals, just survival, right?
Sustain
And now we're
meta.
shifting back toward.
Yep.
Now we're shifting back towards the middle, to where it's like, hey, you have some sustain, but you also want to be able to get in and do some damage.
Exactly. And this is something that I had a discussion with actually one of the team captains, Jericho, yesterday, about how we both kind of feel the Cordy meta is like, obviously all the top guilds, we're trying to adapt to it, but at the same time, the Cordy is just so OP at this point in time that we're kind of considering it's like, hey, maybe like the Flash Wave meta was better, because mostly because of the fact that Cordy crossbow is so hard to get, right? It's so expensive.
It is.
If you have good RNG, sure. Like, luckily last night we had really good RNG. We got 2 Cordy crossbows, but like the difference between this meta versus the previous like Flash Wave meta is it's so much easier to switch to a Liberator than to try to get a Cordy crossbow. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like if the difficulty in trying to adapt to the Flash Wave meta was extremely easy, right? You just had to have people like, hey, I need you to roll bow, and then boom, there you go. This time around, though, the problem is, I think that it's like, okay, the meta is Cordy crossbow, but we can't just switch to spinner if you don't have a Cordy crossbow, right? Although SS crossbow, even without a Cordy, there are people like Blue, the BLOO. There are people like from Boba, who used to be in Alab as well, 7-Eleven, who still somehow without a Cordy crossbow make it work like he has a Cordy crossbow. Some I know some guilds have nicknamed him Cordy and call him out because his spins are pretty lethal, but he doesn't have a Cordy.
Dude, that's jacked.
So this is gonna be man. Oh man, I cannot wait for this tournament.
Alrighty then. So that brings us. We are super close to starting this war game, by the way, and the teams look like they are starting to fill in. I have a question for you, Fatty. Being the de facto, I'm talking at least in this conversation, the go-to man for both knowledge, understanding, and and weighing in on these two opponents, right? So again, on yellow, we have 1 second here. Let me pull up my cheat sheet. Fuck me. Yellow team, we have Happer. And on the red team, we have Raid Shot.
Yes.
Who is going to take control of the point first?
I think Team Happer is going to be able to take control. Team Happer is very, very balanced right now. Looking at their comp, they have a good mix of melee. They have a good mix of in terms of Cordy, and enabling that Cordy to be able to push in by relieving most of the pressure. On the side of Team Raid Shot, Team Raid Shot is very, very, very heavy range. A lot of Liberators, a lot of Spell Blades. The problem right now, the most of the problems right now with being so Liberator heavy is Ravagers will kind of eat them up. And looking at Team Happer's comp here, it is very Ravager heavy. And since this is NA West All-Star, each and every single one of these Ravagers, to some degree, have kind of had their own notoriety as well. They're probably part of their own guilds, like kill squads, right? So
of course they are.
Yeah. So it's gonna be, man. If I was in Raid Shot's position at the moment, I would kind of start planning out how I'm gonna play these choke points, because luckily on the side of Raid Shot's team, that boon itself does have a bit of a choke point. It does get narrower the more you get into the boon itself. So I'm not sure. It's gonna be up to him. If he's the team leader, he needs to be able to assign enough of these spell blades and these liberators on each side to make sure that going into that boon is a lot harder for Team Happer.
Now the question is, Shattered Temple, one flat bridge. Really? There's what? 3 places to actually get onto the actual point, right?
Pretty much,
you have north side, south side, and then you have the one piton.
Yeah, the piton hookup.
Yeah, exactly.
So
outside of that, dude, I'm gonna be real. It's more or less a flat fucking field, right?
it's pretty much yeah. You can kind of high ground on people trying to get on the piton, but for the most part, that's probably like a flex trying to go up there or a flank squad, right? The main ball is still going to be approaching you from both sides most of the time. It is going to be pretty interesting, I'll say. There are certain avenues that you could kind of abuse on the entrances when you land up on top of the buildings. If you have 30-meter range liberators in your team, which again, hint, Raid Shot can possibly utilize, so rain down for free on people trying to push into the boon and kind of have them be a lot less of a liability and get them to a point where they're a lot less in danger compared to like standing out in the open field. But we'll see. It's all gonna be up to up to how he assigns and where he assigns these comps. As the fight continues here, I'll turn off the cam as well, just so people can have a full view of the fight itself.
Oh, dude, we got to keep that beautiful face on the screen. What are you talking about, man? Look.
I mean,
I'll be both of our faces, okay? Daddy, you feeling good?
I'm feeling excited. So look at the start right now. This is very, very upfront. I don't think I would want to. So yellow team is Happer. Red team is Raid Shot.
Red team, Raid Shot. Beautiful. All right, let's get this really quick. I'm gonna put that on the screen. Just
hide this. I don't know. Show. I'll do a preset number 3 here.
all right, boom. Chat. 60 seconds. Red team lining up on the the southeastern side. Yellow on the north. So yellow is actually. Wait a minute. Oh, the teleports, dude. I was thinking about flying down. You don't have to fly no more. Dude, natural divide between 1 and 2. Okay, I got you. Alrighty. Let's see if your prediction is right. Let's see if Happer can take control of the point first. Guys, get cozy, get comfy. It's going to be a hell of a day.
I can't have chat there. All right. Alt B, we can't do Alt B because then I won't be able to see people's names. Unless,
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I'll be real. I just hit half the shit on my screen.
Oh.
I'll fix it later.
Oh.
3 seconds.
Oh, look.
Are you ready?
Red team's trying to go underground. Look.
Oh, red team.
So-
Wait, no. Wait. I do see the split though. Okay.
Yep. Here we go. Caesar right away going for
Yellow
the boon.
in.
It's okay. Red team actually just gave the initial take on the boon. That is very
Because
surprising.
they knew. Raid Shot needs Happer to stack up. That is the only way that they can actually claim this. They are trying their best to bait out as many people to get back into their line. Oh my god. It is a mess across the board. What are you seeing?
Look at this. They're both trying to take the thing back and forth, and this looks like kind of like the trade war that's going on right now around the world. It's between yellow team and red team trying to take this boon. But for the most part, if you can see right away, there's very few reds that are trying to push into the backline here of yellow team, but there is a lot of yellow team pushing into the backline of red team here. So at the moment, Happer's team is kind of dictating the pace here. But the problem
Dude, I'm gonna
now,
be real with you.
Yeah.
Happer has control of the point. Yellow team numbers are on the point. Red is doing work, though, all throughout yellow team's backline. If you take a peek over on the eastern side, you look at how many reds are just following, chasing down, and murdering as many yellows as you can see. You even have a lot of people over here on the church just raining down hellfire, all from the elevation diff.
So right now, it feels like red was trying to kite back yellow and having their libs and their spell blades on top of the church here, just to make sure that they actually get control of the fight, and then clearing out a bit of Team Happer there, and then pushing back into the boon itself. But right now, if you could look at the kill squad slash flex squad of Band here, taking control of this whole backline, and there's nothing that's really stopping them from abusing this backline right now. And
Dude, I'm gonna be real with you. I am surprised. I'm surprised that more reds did not go down. Look at this massive push directly into yellow's main ball here. Dude, red numbers are looking super thick right now on the point.
Red's trying to push in there towards yellow, but the thing is, if you look at yellow right now, there's about a party's worth of people here, like one static that's trying to break into the backline of yellow team here. But yellow team right now catching the middle part of this. If you look at it right now, there's a lot of clumping happening here on the side of red, and it's gonna be easy, really easy for maybe like Singular's team here to spin on it and clear it. As you can see, middle is cleared out right now. Band's party, as we saw earlier from Team Raid Shot, was actually in the back line, but that's a Cordy crossbow. You're essentially putting your Cordy crossbow in the back line and not having as much impact as it should in the area that's probably will cause the most clumping in this fight. And as you can see, that clumping that they had on the Boonstone and Team Happer taking advantage of it, now red team is being pushed back.
Jesus Christ. It's like you could tell the fucking future, dude. It wasn't even a contest. That's the craziest part.
I'm trying to add, if somebody on chat can tell me how to add the settings that you guys are asking for, I will be more than happy to say it, but I cannot spend 5 minutes trying to figure it out because I'm blind.
Well, what setting are you doing? Talk to me.
They're trying to see show all names and show all effects. I'm not sure if my PC can handle that, but I will try.
my chat was like fucking like an angry mob. They did the same thing. All right, chat will figure it out.
Okay.
Anyway, dude. Okay, ready?
Oh, engage.
Red is recapping right now.
Will they let them though? Oh, Caesar
Hell no, they
stops
didn't.
the take. Caesar stops the take. This man does build a lot of hits, a lot of evasion shred, and a lot of collision chance. So there's very little that red team can do right now, as long as this man is alive, as long as he has his cooldowns to try and take this boon. And as you can see, he pushes Jason Hawk right off that boon, trying to take it. And there's very little they can do right now. What they need right now is a clean sweep. But from what we've seen in this fight so far, Happer's team has been dictating this whole fight, and Raid Shot has kind of been doing a really good job of kind of luring them over here to the church, getting the high ground. But the problem is, even if you take control of the fight here by the church, the boon is in the middle, and any victory that you get here has to be big enough so that you can push all the way past the boon, not fight on the boon itself, but past the boon so you don't get spun on, and so you can get ground control, take the ground here on boon, and actually have your teams take the boon without getting disrupted by Caesar stack.
That's exactly what I'm seeing. But Happer is not taking the bait. No matter how many people Raid Shot puts on top of that church, no matter how many people Raid Shot sacrifices in order to get yellow to overextend, I'm not gonna lie, Happer's not biting.
Yeah, and when you're looking at these takes as well, one thing to note is that a lot of people sometimes from other guilds call for tornadoes when somebody's taking, which is actually a really bad idea if somebody has high collision resist, because then that builds immunity even faster. So what's happening right now is you don't really see any knockups happening on the takes here by red, so which means that they're probably just using basic drastic charge or just stuns. Maybe somebody even is probably doing like the Nirma strat if they still have it, which builds immunity very slowly. So the fact that you don't see any knockups means that like any of these guys that are trying to take are not building enough immunity, or will not be able to build enough immunity to actually be immune to CC and try to get a better take on this thing before they get pushed off.
You are absolutely right. And the first quarter is now over. We are over 5 minutes into the fight, and yellow has a demanding grip on this Boonstone. It is unbelievable. I wish I had a button to replay what Happer said yesterday. Homie said Raid Shot was easy. Raid Shot was free. Chat. Happer pulls up. This is crazy. You were not lying about Caesar, by the way.
Yeah.
Caesar, every single one of the cap attempts is stopped by Caesar alone.
This man is a complete menace, and if you look at his weapon, he is holding a Cordy greatsword, which means that anybody who tries to clump on this boon is gonna get hit by that poison.
Jesus Christ. What does Raid Shot do? Okay, Fatty, I'm going to need your absolute Giga Chad big brain energy right now. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
You are in Raid Shot's position. What do you do to push yellow in? To recap the point.
If I was in Raid Shot's position right now, I would kind of like identify what I'm doing and how it's working, how it's not working. It's working in a way where if I lead them to the church over there with really good control on the high ground, I can kind of win the fight over there. But the thing is, I need to win the fight over here by boon. And the only way that I can win this fight is I don't stay in the middle. I don't want to get spun on by a Cordy crossbow. The only way that I can win this fight is essentially push all the way to the back, take ground in the boon so I can take this safely, and then take the fight over on Happer's side.
It sounds like Raid Shot might be listening to you. What is this push from the north side?
There we go.
Look
and
at how many people are
exactly. And this is what you need to do if you want to take ground here. You cannot keep leading them to the far reaches of where the boon is. You need to be by the boon itself in order for it to take it. But you know, again, the only way is not to keep luring Happer over here, because Happer will not full commit. As you can see, the only way is you take ground on Happer's side instead.
I think you're right. Dude, Happer is staying nice, cozy, and comfy. I am seeing a lot more yellow deaths than we have seen the whole fight.
Yeah.
Is yellow actually... One second here. Is yellow pulling back a little bit?
Not quite. They might go and contest the boon itself, but if you can see on the side of the church here, there are a lot of the
Jesus
melee
Christ.
comps that Happer actually kind of like drafted into his team that are doing work in the backline here. But you have to realize Raid Shot's comp is heavy lib, heavy spellblade. So
That's all
if
AoE.
they get-
That's full explosion, right?
and they're also all squishy. So once,
Oh, shit!
Oh, and they finally try to get it, but the problem is now you can see here Caesar's already trying to take it. He gets delayed there. It's gonna be a crazy back and forth, and again, this could go into overtime. But past overtime, all it needs is one take.
Let's take a look. We are halfway through the fight. Pull up that game status really quick. Let's take a look at some of these names that we see. Dude, we have Singular from Pineapple. Look at this, dude. Look at this.
So it looks like Pineapple from Pineapple's Singular and Tanagra are the top 1 and 2 of this fight so far. Singular dealing more damage actually. So there's a reason why Happer decided to pick this stack is mainly because of, and just FYI, like in all of their war games, Singular has been pulling #1 consistently in their war games. Ever since that he switched over to SNS Crossbow. When he was still Crossbow Dagger with a Cordy, didn't work out too well, but with the SNS Crossbow here, his performance has just shot through the roof.
This is crazy. Dude, I'm seeing a lot of red on the point right now. I'm not going to lie. I think Raid Shot is in our comms right now. Red has a minute and a half. They are halfway to actually capping. And remember, the Boonstone does have overtime chicken dot with the recap. Will it be stopped? It is. Dude, I think Raid Shot's actually going to be able to take point.
Yeah, that's how you take this as Raid Shot. You have to take ground because you don't have as good, unfortunately you don't have as good of a point team as Yellow team here. I'm not sure if they specifically built for this fight in general, but in terms of denying and taking, even though Red team has the take at the moment, Yellow has had the better record, and as you can see, now they take it out. They take it off of contention now, and now Red has to struggle quite a bit again.
All that work, that 2 minutes of defending, wiped away by one Yellow push. And look at them. They are healthy. They are strong.
So the problem with being Liberator and Spellblade heavy in a comp that has a lot of like melee that can abuse it, because if you're building Liberator, you're not building evasion. Chances are, right? You're probably going endurance. and you're gonna be pretty much food for anybody who's still playing Spear Dagger at this point in time. And if you look at the fight in the back here, again, you can see the Libs and the Spellblades trying to lure yellow team back here. You can see them pulling back a lot here and trying to win the back end of this fight. But unfortunately, it's kind of hard to try to kite a great sword who has double gap close. It's kind of hard to gap close, to try to kite a dagger user that can just like blink to you and then start abusing you on the ground.
You were absolutely right. It does look like red and yellow have switched sides, though.
Yeah. So we have to point out the adaptability on Happer's side here. He was on looking at the map here. He was more on the western side of this fight previously, and then when Raid Shot decided to push that west side, which was actually a really good idea, they managed to take ground there. They managed to take the boon for a little bit there, as they have done now. But the problem is, if Happer just goes to the other side, then you kind of have to respond to it in some way, shape, or form.
It looks like no matter what Raid Shot does, they are getting shut down by Happer. No matter how many times they touch the point, yellow takes it back. No matter how many times they get a good push in, they push back just a little bit harder. It is crazy what's going on here right now. This is an absolute... This is madness.
Yeah. So the problem now here is that Raid Shot can actually make a play and make that push that we described earlier, and he can gain ground long enough just to be able to take the boon, to get the take on the boon, but they still have to wait out the duration of that time before they can take it. So Raid Shot's real problem right now is not getting enough ground. He knows that he can do that now. So in the middle of realizing that, what he can do here is kind of think of a way like, how can I extend my ownership of the ground that is closer to the boon so that they can't deny my take. That's the one thing, that's the win condition for Raid Shot right now. He has to find a way.
Solve for that 3 minutes. All right, Fatty, you are now Happer. You've been holding this point since the very beginning. What do you do? What do you do to solidify this win, to ensure that Raid Shot doesn't even get to touch the boonstone for the rest of the fight?
Make sure Caesar stack doesn't die. That's it.
Am I hearing an MVP?
You want to win this boon, you make sure Caesar stack. If you want to win this as Raid Shot, you kill Caesar.
Okay.
And then there's nobody denying you anymore.
Let's see what happens. I have not seen Caesar die a single time. Have you?
No, not a single time. This man has been a menace here the whole time. So he's probably, I'm not sure if they are using any other comms outside of the stage itself, but if all Caesar really has to do is to let Happer know if he needs help on the boon. Because as long as he's there, he's denying everybody.
Precisely.
And if you look at the damage number, we have 5 minutes left into this fight, barring any overtime. And Tanagra actually has taken rank 1. Before really close in terms of kills compared to Singular, Tanagra has now pulled a 8-kill lead. Although Singular still a lot higher on the assists, a lot higher on the damage, but Tanagra, the kill secures are going insane right now.
Unbelievable. How crazy is it? 3 of the top 10, all pineapple. And not just any 3.
Actually,
it's
4.
1, 2, and 3. Oh shit!
And 6. And 6. That is yeah. Poets showing us exactly why Staff Dagger is kind of like the meta right now. It's incredibly safe. A lot of kiting potential, a lot of outplay potential. With a lot more ease compared to a Liberator in terms of dishing out DPS. And if we're kind of scrolling down here right now, you can see quite a bit of Pineapple here. We do see some Berserk here. We do see Kaunashi as well here. Zenochi, top 5, 23 kills, 61 assists, 1.8 million damage. And we're looking at any other familiar name out here right now. We can see Lucky Stack, which actually, commenting on Lucky Stack, they were one of the last... You know that they were one of the last statics to get picked out yesterday, right? Which was...
I think you talking about HBM, right?
No, Speedwagon.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes, correct.
They were one of the last statics to get picked out yesterday, and which was surprising to me because honestly, his static, Lucky, Sega Psych, Skylighter, these guys are top ranking in the arena. So the fact that they got chosen last was kind of like a weird happenstance to me because you generally would want these guys on your team.
Dude, 3 minutes remaining.
Are we gonna go for overtime here? Looks like we are. We possibly might go into overtime. Again, we know that Raid Shot can take this ground long enough to be able to get a take on this boon. The problem is he cannot maintain that ground long enough to get the actual boon itself. And now it comes down to what if he can prevent this whole time, Happer's team will not have enough time to get another take on this boon, and they will win this match.
Dude, Raid Shot is getting absolutely deleted right in the middle of the map. He's doing exactly what you recommended not to do, man. Look at all the damage raining across Red right now.
Ooh,
oh my goodness.
Oh man, the problem here with the red team right now is again they tried to take ground, but the thing is you want to push yellow off of the boon. You don't want to be in the boon area with yellow while they have the spinners up.
You can't. And that shows you why. That shows you how dangerous this Cordy combo really is in AoE situations.
Exactly. And if you're in this space right here, right now, I'm seeing a lot of yellows in the middle. This might very well be Raid Shot's opportunity here. If you have a lot of libs, if you have a lot of spell blades, if you have Bellandir staffs, if you have Ebon staff, if you have Ebon staff, freeze this middle. If you have Bellandir's, explode this middle. That's really the only shot that you have right now of winning this and taking enough ground to the point that you can push yellow team out and take this boon.
Goodness gracious. What a mess. 70 seconds remaining. Just to be clear, you and I have both seen it. Last second caps turning into an upset. I am not counting Raid Shot out until the last second.
Yeah, Raid Shot has shown us that even though he was the most underestimated person and out of all the 4 teams, this fight is a lot closer than I think a lot of people thought. Pitting a heavy ranged team against a well-balanced team of Ravagers and like Gladiators and Shadow Dancers. But right now we can see straight into the middle of the boon. Look at the boon. Look at the boon right now. Look at the boon right now. It's a lot of yellow. It's a lot of yellow on this boon. Please, if you want to win this Raid Shot, you need to explode this whole thing. Get this take that you're trying to do right now, and this could go into overtime. You have enough time. You need to take enough ground. You need to spin on this yellow sack on the boon right now, and
I don't think they got the number.
They might have it. They have a lot of numbers on the west side. The west side needs to push forward. Let them get this. Is it gonna go through? It's gonna go through, and we are gonna go into overtime if this one gets canceled. This is a lot closer than I think people thought. And again, like we said in the beginning, Free, it's gonna come down to the last few seconds of the fight, the last minute of the fight, but it looks it got denied. It's still gonna keep going. This is a lot closer. Holy shit.
Okay. Breathe. Chat, breathe with us. Come on, focus up, guys.
Oh,
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Here we go. This is it.
Dude, I see a lot of yellow. I see everything going crazy right now.
Oh my goodness, and then yellow team still takes it, but that was a hell of a lot closer than people thought it would.
That was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing across the board. Dude, Happer and Raid Shot should be proud, regardless of outcome, of the display today.
This is the tournament that I was hoping for. I didn't want it to be a stomp. I was a little bit worried with a heavy range comp on Raid Shot's side, but they made it work, and they damn near won the fights. It was just always the issue of maintaining enough ground just so they can actually get that take finally, and finalizing that take on the boon. But looking at the rankings, we're now top 4, all Pineapple.
That's crazy. Dude, Pineapple absolutely showing why they are not to be messed with. You remember how quick their static disappeared, right? All for that list in yesterday's draft?
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
Immediately chosen.
Goodness gracious. Correct. I'm taking a look at this damage. Who do we have here? I'm seeing some peeps upwards of 4 million. 5 million damage, dude.
That's
Oh, fuck me. Of course. Of course. Great sword, fucking spear, dude.
Gladiator. So here's the thing. Here's the thing about Gladiator that people and even myself I've had a lot of like time trying to convince my spear users to roll Gladiator. But the thing is, Gladiator hard to build. Right, it does take quite a bit of gear, and it's not the easiest gear to get in the game. But the gradual feel that you get in terms of damage, in terms of tankiness with this class, is pretty insane. And I think that not enough people are either not playing it or not enough people are building it correctly. But once built correctly, and we can see here, very very easily.
Unbelievable. Really quick. I got one quick shout out, and then we're gonna go ahead and move on to the second match.
Let's go.
I want to give just a little bit of love to my healers. Dude, Pineapple showing up on the list again. My boy, P-Boy, coming in with 42 million in healing. Absolutely ridiculous. 114 assists. Talk about a key player.
Yeah. I mean, P-Boy is, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Pineapple, or anybody in the chat, but P-Boy is the best healer that Pineapple has.
Looks like you're right. Looks like you're right. Dude, those numbers do not lie. I know. As soon as you step into the actual arena, that's when your healing starts to tick. But you and I both know, ain't no way that 5 minutes in the beginning gave you like 20 million heals, dude. That's crazy. Woo! Alrighty. Is there anything else you want to highlight, Eddie?
Oh, and I'm just gonna scroll through this right here so we can have it in the VOD so people can kind of like slow it down a little bit later on the VOD. Look at the damage numbers here on each side without needing to kind of like screenshot them one by one. But yeah, we do actually have one person here from Cat Cafe that ended up getting disconnected from the looks of it.
Which team? Red or yellow? Red?
That I'm not sure. Yellow team.
Yeah.
So with a numbers deficit.
You got it.
So let's go ahead and I'm gonna exit this lobby right now. We're gonna head over to the next.
Dude, congratulations to each one of the participants too, by the way. Dude, every single person who fought in that fight is absolutely crickety cracked, dude. We saw some of the top picks performing. We saw some of the last picks absolutely performing as well. Dude, we had peeps from HBM. HBM was literally the last pick yesterday, right, Fatty?
Literally the last pick. So right now,
showing up.
Here's the thing. I would really love seeing people that are kind of like underestimated, people that are kind of like not as well known in the community, because most likely they belong to one of the more lower ranked guilds. But that doesn't mean that their static cannot perform. That doesn't mean that their static is worse off than a static from a bigger guild. Because
precisely,
there are a lot of people from smaller guilds, individuals or statics, that can go toe to toe with the most competitive guilds.
Precisely, dude. I could not have said it better myself. Alrighty, are you in the next lobby?
Yes, I am.
Alrighty, I believe yellow is Soma, yeah?
Yellow is going to be Soma.
And red is Jericho.
Yep. So now, this is a fight where we'll actually see both shot callers being in the fight itself. Soma leading his side.
Wait a minute. Before the shot callers weren't in the wait. I completely missed that one. What?
I believe, I'm not sure about Raid Shot, but I know Happer was not playing. He was just shot calling.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is actually understandable.
It's a lot.
Because Happer did get into the game a bit later. So going to tier 2, if you didn't have a lot of resources, you're kind of gated by quite a bit. So in an all-star setting, it would be a horrible experience for somebody who's still a bit under-geared to dive in and fight all of these people that are pretty geared.
Correct. Correct. This is gonna sound crazy. Where is your kill feed in your UI?
On the middle right side.
Not this, is it? Chat, help me!
I put it there specifically just because I wanted to see. I want to see who I kill every time I go into PvP match. But yeah, speaking of that previous fight, Free.
Yeah.
Speaking of the last fight, I know a lot of people kind of wrote off Raid Shot in the beginning, saying that he was the easiest one, and he was basically it was basically free. And I'm not talking about for L33. He is FREE is what they were saying. But as we saw in that previous match, we saw how close it was. It was down to the wire. It went to overtime.
Correct.
And I think that does get to a point now where it's kind of, you have to consider, right? It's like, okay, the notoriety is out there now. It's like this comp was shown to, was supposed to perform really badly against the comp that Happer was trying to make. And even though Happer did take the W towards the end, it doesn't take away from the fact that Raid Shot gave it his all, was able to perform far more than what people were expecting, and made this into a very close fight and a nail biter of a fight, actually, with the
unbelievably
yeah.
close. I'm gonna be real. I was genuinely hoping that Raid Shot was gonna come out of nowhere, take the point at the last second, which he did.
He did.
And then on top of that, translate that to the victory. But being as close as he was, I think you're right, Fatty. For 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3 of the of his opponents to say that he is the free victory, to then get that close, forcing an overtime, nearly taking the win, that says it all. That shows you just how close of a fight this truly is.
So while we wait for this next fight, right, I want to ask you something. If it was in any other boon or rift, do you think that with Raid Shot's comp and his performance today, do you think there was a rift or a boon that he could have won at?
Oh, that's a really good question. That's a really good question. Because at the end of the day, if I'm not mistaken, I think Raid Shot was the one who picked this fight in particular, because it was between this and Alon in the very beginning, right?
Well, there's a okay. So let me ask you this, right? You remember fighting in Kawazan?
Of course I do.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Yeah. So with the choke points on there, and there is that little platform on top, right, of the Riftstone.
Yeah,
Do you think that with the range comp that Raid Shot had, do you think that if he played in the Kawazan Riftstone, do you think he might have pulled off that victory?
I'm going to be real with you. I think Kawazan is a coin flip, because at the end of the day, it's whoever has it at that like 3-minute mark is golden, right? I think Raid Shot would have still had an unbelievably difficult time actually defending the point with his comp, because you can push in from so many different directions. And on top of that, Happer showed straight up, hey, look, we have the sustain, we have the burst, we have the tankiness. It was almost a game of outclassing the comp more than the strats. I'm going to be completely real. What do you think?
I do think comp definitely had a lot to do with it. Happer's comp, because of the inherent weakness of having a largely ranged composition, you already know outright that he's going to be able to assert like a lot of dominance, right? He's the one dictating the tempo because he's the one diving.
Correct.
Range comps are the ones usually kiting, falling back, trying to find the high ground, trying to avoid being in the kill zone of these melee users, and trying to avoid clumping because of all the spear users, and especially with the Corey crossbow as well. So inherently, with those two comps going head to head together, especially in a place like this where there is no high ground, and basically there is no LOS to abuse, right by the rift itself, or the boon itself rather, it kind of outright Happer's comp, we knew from out the gate would just dictate the tempo.
You're 100% right. I don't think I'll be honest. I think Shattered Temple was by far the best pick from Raid Shot. I don't believe a map change would have changed the outcome. I don't believe a map would have changed the outcome, regardless of where it was at. Prior to the update, because I don't know about any of the other boss fights.
Yeah. No, most of the fact was actually pre T2 maps. The only reason why I say that he might have had a better chance in Calazon is because that little ledge up there, if you have 30-meter range, you can rain down on people down on the rift with very, very little threats. It's very hard to pull people out there. You would have to send dagger users to try to get up there, and you know, they might just get blown up as soon as they get up there. If you, especially if you have guards up there as well. So it's kind of hard to fight back when you can't even reach the people that are up there. I think honestly that would have been the best chance. And here we go, 3 seconds left and the game will begin. Go! And we're going in. And again, this is the same map as before. Now take note.
Shattered Temple.
We have to take note. Jericho has the most, and I do mean the most, Cordy crossbow users in this whole tournament.
Was that by design, or did that just happen, Fatty?
That was by design. See, the thing about like the comp that he has, he firmly believes that the Cordy meta is not to his liking. To put it nicely, it's not to his liking, right? For good reason. For the same reasons that we stated earlier, the Cordy adapting to the Cordy meta is hard because it's very, very expensive and it's very, very rare. Whereas before, with the Flash Wave meta, it's a lot easier to adapt to it, mainly because of the fact that all you needed was to reroll. And in the meantime, while we're waiting on these guys, I will turn on all the names. People said it was settings, gameplay, character.
I believe it's yes, settings, gameplay, character, and then show character names. And you're going to click on all the ones you want on. Which is all of them.
Name on. Health on.
Oh, you know what?
Oh.
Yeah, health too. Health is juicy, dude.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Let's see if our PC can handle this. Let's go.
Don't forget, you can also turn on all the effects. I know it's a little crazy, but smile.
Graphics. Where do I guide me, senpai? Guide me.
I got you. Graphics quality, right? No, wait. Nope, I lied. One second. No, it's gameplay, character. Show or select targets to show skill effects under attack.
Select targets to show skill effects.
Yeah, gameplay, character, attack, and it's the third one down.
Good God, this is gonna kill me. Okay, there we go. Let's try it.
Right, just to be clear, it does juice your PC. I want to be very clear.
If the stream goes black.
Uh-oh.
I apologize.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Just turn it off if it breaks, okay? Alrighty. 2 minutes. Fatty, we need your knowledge, sir. We need your knowledge. As you can see here, we have the yellow team is Team Soma. The red team is Team Jericho. Yellow is taking a stance very, like I'm talking like right on top of the actual point.
Very.
What is your play here?
What is your play here?
Who do you think is good? Who do you think is going to start off with the lead? Who's going to have the first cap?
I think just because of composition-wise, I think the first minute belongs to Jericho.
Okay.
All those Cordy crossbows. Okay. There's not like
Chat.
You cannot stop all of them, and they will like at least some of them will be able to get their spins off. After that goes on cooldown, however, because of the respawn time being very, very short in war games, and the travel time being very short in war games compared to like how it is in T2, for example, man, those things are gonna be on cooldown. And as long as Team Soma regroups well enough, they can easily take this fight.
They absolutely can, and I could not agree more with you. This first minute is going to be a decisive one. A decisive one.
So Free, what do you think? I think we might see another kind of like perspective where you get that clean wipe off of like Cordy spins and take the boon, but then yellow team's probably going to be able to regroup again and then take the ground back and then cancel your take on boon. What do you think?
I think you're right. I think it's going to be legit back and forth the entire time. Whether or not someone's actually going to have the cap is a big ass question mark at this point. I'm going to be real. It is completely up in the air, dude. But that first minute 100% belongs to Jericho. We have 30 seconds until the start. Chat, I want you guys to tell me, who are you rooting for here? You guys think yellow's going to win? You guys think red's going to win? Jericho or Soma? Let us know.
Look at the back there.
Also, chat made a good recommendation. You can try and mark the leads.
Oh, okay. Let's do that.
Yeah. I can't find them. Alrighty, and here we begin.
I cannot mark him.
Alrighty.
Soma right off the bat there.
Look at this. Red pressing W, holding the line. Yellow is stacked up.
The spins that are happening here. The yellow team is trying to dive into and take ground in the middle of red there. But again, if you clump like that, those Cordy crossbows, you can see the yellow health bars going all the way down.
Dude, Jericho's kill squad in the back. Take a look at the south side of the bridge near the church. Red is deep. Red is deep.
And that is actually, that is the Skylighter group right there, and they will try to at their best to decimate this backline. But yellow team though, you have to look at this here. Stizzy stack here, crit, Gokusen in the back here, reroll. These guys in terms of survival, these are the best. Reroll does have, if you look at it, he has a Cordy wand right there, so he's going to be providing a lot of utility for his team, and they're going to be a lot harder to deal with in a scenario like this. Even though they look like they currently might be outnumbered, but they are still lasting in this fight. And if you look to the west side right now, there is a lot of clump fighting here. Yellow does have the take on the boon, surprisingly enough. The red was not able to fully wipe Team Yellow with all the 40 crossbows that they have.
Now look at this, a completely different fight from what we saw in game one. There is not a single player touching that boonstone right now.
Nobody
they are
wants
fighting for their lives.
Nobody wants to be in this space. If they all know the amount of Cordy crossbows each side has, and they do not want to be in this small choke point here by the moonstone, and they want to take the fight first. But the problem is, this is a war game, Free. If you look at the portals on the mini map there's 1, 2, and 3 right there, very, very close to the boon. So a full wipe might not be the best, or might not be an achievable result, actually, in this fight.
No, it's not. With the speed of the respawns, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 5 or 10 seconds on the re-up, right?
Yeah, exactly. And look at this backline right now. Reroll stack here in the back, still holding strong, not allowing themselves to fall, so that the red team that's flanking them on the back cannot push into the back of their main ball. And their main ball, although their main ball now critically is falling back into the boon, which is never a good idea. And you can see them right away. They're still trying to push forward. They're still trying to make it so they take ground on the western side and not have to stay in the middle here with a small choke point on the boonstone itself.
You are 100% right, dude. Yellow being pushed back for the very first time. I believe it was a strategic drawback, by the way. You see Yellow pushing back directly into Red once they thinned out the numbers just a little bit, and Red is trying their best to bait them north side towards the portal. But as you can see, both Yellow and Red are coming from the #1 portal. Jesus, it's a battle, dude.
It is an all-out brawl. If you look at the portal here, I guarantee you there's probably like a static here somewhere trying to gank a party, whether it's portal 1 or portal 2.
Dude, all they're doing is waiting for that invulnerability to drop and then jump on them, dude. They're like a bunch of piranhas, man.
Exactly.
Not a single player is by the boonstone. I gotta add, dude, it's crazy.
It's crazy. It is an all-out brawl. Every team, each and every one of these teams knows that if you want to take ground, you want to take ground outside of the boon. You do not want to be on the boon itself. And we're seeing a bit of a regroup on the other parties here of Yellow side here. Yellow does own the boon now.
You got it. They have taken a clear lead. Look at that. Yellow is falling back to the boonstone. Since they've already capped it, there is no need for them to worry about Red touching it, because they know. Also a huge pull in on this Red group. Oh my god.
Yeah, Red right now, critically, they are able to push back yellow team right now, but you can see the divers there. You can see Snow in the back there and Stizzy in the back there are just like trying to dive and delay the push here by red team so that the rest of their team doesn't get pushed back into the boon itself, and they do not want to be in a situation where they're stuck here in the middle. If you cannot wipe them off of the boon itself, push them out of the boon. An excellent strategy here by Team Soma.
This might have been Jericho's plan all along. Look at this. We're seeing red hold the point for the very first time. They're in the center of the bridge. Now the question is can they hold it? We do see yellow pushing back from both sides. Red is touching the boonstone. Are we going to be able to get the cap?
They might be able to get to take here, but the problem is, can they actually maintain it? Because as they were trying to push over to the church side, as we saw here, we also saw that there is a flank team. There are flank teams on the side of yellow here that are able to push from behind and take out a lot. And if you can see the kill feed here, they're taking down people in the back line. And if that back line falls, the rest of the front line is free food for the rest of Team Yellow.
Dude, this is going to be absolutely juicy across the board. Yellow is saying, red, don't you dare touch. This is my boonstone.
Castle. And if we're looking at the numbers right now, you can see Passion Fruit, aka Sean, they're taking the lead of rank 1, even though they haven't been able to take it. He is one of the Cordy crossbows on the side of the team of Team Jericho, and you can see he has a lot of impact. 5 kills over the current rank 2, and credits to Kaunashi as well with Lien, able to get that impact in with a hit with their own SNS crossbow. I'm not sure if Lien does have that Cordy crossbow, but they might as well be with the impact that they're displaying right now.
You're absolutely right. Huge note here. There is not a single guild stack in here. Look at how spread it is. We have Grin, we have Kenosha, we have Backshot, Speedwagon, Naisu Milk, you name it. The top 10 is diverse here.
Exactly. And this is probably, in terms of draft differential here, there's a lot more spread in terms of like quality, like top tier players that are filling up the top 10 of this ranking right now from different guilds. A lot of diversity and a lot of like standout performances here from a lot of individuals
across the board, man. I keep seeing these attempts to capture canceled from both sides. Look at this. Look at this. Red is not giving yellow a single moment to touch that boonstone. Yeah. 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining. Can Jericho recap? Goodness gracious, dude.
Will he get the take here? Because the problem now is you can see the middle here, but they're not all staying in the middle. They're still taking ground towards the outside here, trying to avoid that Cordy spin. But what they're doing right now is they're just trying their best to try and get the take on this, to cancel this, to deny this. Because once you have ownership, it's really, really hard, because now you have to pay attention to trying to take the boon instead of just pushing the people out.
Dude, look at this. Stare at that boonstone. Jericho and Soma, the two giants on the field, are fighting for this right now. Look at this.
And Jericho here being the taker on his squad. So SNS, the thing about the SNS Spear is, SNS Spear probably, in my opinion, at the very least, is the best point taker in the game. Incredibly high resistances, damn near like uncontested takes for the most part. It's really, really hard to deny an SNS Spear with built-in resistances on the Stone team, because you just can't CC them off of it.
At the end of the day, no matter how many kills you get, no matter how much healing you do, no matter how good your strats are, if you cannot touch the point, if you can't touch the boonstone or the riftstone, you cannot get a win. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You're absolutely right.
And this to me, I feel like the compositions that they made here, and with how close this fight is in general. If you look at the rankings right now in terms of like kills, in terms of damage done, it's an incredibly close fight. This is kind of like reminiscent of what a finals would look like.
Yes, it is. Red, red, yellow, red, yellow, yellow, red, red. Look at this, man. This is why we brought all these people together. You know what I mean? We are truly trying to figure out who the best of the best is here. Both the shot callers, the statics, down to the individual players. You guys are showing what NA West is all about. What a cool experience, man. Fatty, I don't know about you, but I'm excited as fuck right
exactly.
now, dude. This is awesome.
That's the thing. It's every single one of these teams know how to fight. Every single one of these teams can see what the fight is, what the tempo of the fight is, and they know where to position themselves, where if they need to reposition themselves. And that's why you're seeing such a huge spread of both teams just kind of like inside each other.
Smile. Hey, yo, chat. Okay, dude. We are almost at the halfway point. We have 1 minute until the halfway mark. We also have 1 minute until red can cap this. Fatty, if you are the yellow team, if you are Team Soma right now, what are you doing to try and recap this point, to try and stop red's capture?
So right now, if you look at the positioning, there's actually a lot of push happening there on the west side. It looks like some of Soma's parties there have kind of, if you can see reroll, he's no longer by church side. He's actually trying to take control of the western side here. Ooh! What they need to do right now, though, is they need to flank the side of red here. Kind of force red out of this favorable position that they have right now by being on the church side of this. And it looks like they are doing it. Look at the dives that are happening on yellow side right now.
Dude, you are absolutely right. It's like you're talking, you are literally calling the future, dude. Look at how many yellows are coming from the two side right now as red is fighting for their life between two losing fronts. It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's probably like the most key part here about like all these like all-star teams, right? Is like, even though so here's the thing, as a shot caller myself, if I call something, I know in the back of my head that like the good players already know what to do. They probably are already doing it. And if you do like any of these VOD reviews, a lot of the times they actually mention what the play is before I even call it. So that's exactly what these players are doing right now. Soma is guiding the people as best as he can while being in the fight himself, but he's also at the same time relying on the fact that these individuals are skilled enough and aware enough of the fight and the fight state that they know exactly where to be. And we saw it happen in real time. As soon as we called it, we said that we needed flank squads here to try to disrupt the back line so red team gets out of that favorable position, and guess what happens 5 seconds later? They take the back line.
I cannot say it enough. You are absolutely right. Dude, it has happened in the first game, it's happened in the second game, and I'm 100% sure whoever wins here, it's going to happen in the third game as well. Dude, your knowledge is unbelievable in this game, Fatty.
Thank you, and that's pretty much everything that I have to offer here, because like honestly, I'm getting carried by Free in terms of energy right now. That man is on.
No,
that man is high energy with Monster, and I'm over here just woke up, fresh out the bed.
Dude, I wish I could pass you a Monster, homie.
Maybe it would have been a better strategic in terms of strategy here. Maybe I should have shot called myself to get some Red Bull before this stream. But here we are. Honestly, I'm just riding off of Free's energy right now. High energy co-caster, high energy fight, and the intensity is reaching that boiling point right now as we are 8 minutes left, and red team 50 seconds away from being able to take this boon for themselves.
Dude, and I'm going to be real. I see a lot of red on the point itself, right? There's also a lot of yellow, but the question is can yellow actually go ahead and convert this into a touch? They can!
They cancel it in the last few, less than a minute, and they managed to cancel it. That is painful on the side of red team.
Dude, okay, so now, Fatty, I need your knowledge. I need you to tell the future one more time, okay? You are Jericho. You are red team. How do you feel? There has been 4 caps right now that have been canceled with less than 60 seconds remaining on the point. What do you do? What is your play?
So the play here right now is, at this point in time, I'm aware that if I try to play towards church side, that they will send flank teams to disrupt my backline, and there's very little I can do without it, because I do have a lot of like player slots invested into the Cordy crossbow, and so I know for a fact that that's my win condition. If they send flank teams over here to the back, that means that's 2-3 parties less on the western side. That would be, once I see that, once I assign somebody to kind of spot that out and see them running towards the back line there, that's my cue to move forward to the west side, kind of like kite those guys a little bit there so they can't make the impact that they think they're going to make on the church side, and then dive into the western side of yellow team, spin with all my Cordies, wipe out probably like 3/4 of their stack, and then I take ground on boon. That would be the only strategy that I can think of at this point in time, right off the top of my head, in order to take ground enough for me to take the boon. Again, this is what we were talking about, Free, right? The issue that you're gonna have with having a team comp that has all these Cordy crossbows is that you do have those, the reset time. It's like you can see, like you can delete a clump, and then in the next 6 seconds, they can come back to the boon itself, and you're still on cooldown. What do you do in that downtime? The only thing that you can do is the rest of your squad needs to play life until your cooldowns are up.
I could not have said it better myself. 6 minutes remaining. Those cooldowns look like they're about to be back up for red side, because I am seeing a lot of yellows being pushed back. Jericho recapping the point. 3 minutes. Do not forget, we still do have a potential overtime as well.
Exactly.
The game is not called until the last second, peeps.
And right now, in the middle of the boon, yellow team has control as Soma is trying to get it back. And will he get it back? Almost 95% take. And he gets taken back. But look at the where the stacks are right now. There's a lot of reds being pulled into the middle of the boon and getting bursted down. You saw the kill feed there. And on the church side is actually mostly yellow team. And we're seeing a lot of red team right now trying to play life, but getting dove all the way in the back of the west side team, the west side of the fight here. And then Show, you can see him try to take it down. Do they have enough ground taken here by the Boonstone? Can they actually take it back? Looks like right now yellow does have quite a bit of control here. Jericho able to push a few people off of the boon itself, giving them some breathing time, but again, it's still 2 minutes left.
Dude, 2 minutes, and we've seen it time and time again. Yellow waits until the last 60 seconds. And my guess is that they are waiting for it. They save all of their cooldowns at the last few moments, because you and I both know it does not matter how low that number gets. It simply matters whether or not red captures it, right?
Exactly.
Dude.
And all you need to do really is time their crossbows. Like, are their spins down? Okay, we control the tempo now. And again, there we go, the cancel.
There it is.
Timing is crisp on the side of yellow team.
Unbelievable. Dude. Goodness gracious.
This is this seems to be like a recurring theme in terms of like adaptability and how you're going to adapt to like the other team's composition here. And it was the same case with Raid Shot versus Happer, where it just mattered on what the initial control was. Who has the initial take on the boon itself? I think that's probably a lesson learned in terms of like both teams here. Do not slack off on getting that initial control, because then you control the tempo. The onus is now on red team to try to take this back, but it's incredibly hard because now the fight is ongoing. Everybody's like kind of like funneling back as soon as they can, and it's going to be a rough take for red team.
Dude, you called it, chat thought it, I thought it, we all thought it. We all thought that red was going to come in, cap, and then it was going to be a defensive game. It has been the exact opposite. That shows you how variable these teams are. That shows you how much the yellow team Soma, committed to getting that early cap, and it is paying off dividends right now, dude. 2 minutes. Red has to defend this point.
Yeah, and red actually getting a bit of ground in the middle here. This might be the opportunity that they're looking for. But again, if you are aware of how it went last time now, you want to make sure that you are getting ground here in the middle, denying them the take. And it's kind of like a reverse situation here that we saw before. Before, it was red team on the church side and then getting flanked by yellow team. But if you look at the back end here, it is now yellow team on the church side and getting flanked by a red team.
They did a full flip.
It is a full flip.
One thing wasn't working, and they changed. That shows you just how adaptable both of the shot callers are, each of the statics are, and on top of that, dude, the actual knowledge of how these war games go, of how these massive fights go. Dude.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
And it is also the awareness on each team's side as well, and the awareness of their own players, because a lot of these moves that they're making right now, a lot of the times, if you're looking for a play as a shot caller, it does take quite a bit of time. You have to survey the surroundings. But if you're a player and you're only concerned about movement of your own party, you kind of know where you need to position right away. And it really is a testament to the skills that these players have, because they know exactly where to reposition almost immediately. It's like,
dude, talking about repositioning, yellow has taken back the point. 2 minutes remaining. Potential overtime. Red team is looking healthy right now.
Yeah, and I think Jericho kind of has a grasp on like his win condition here for the last minute take here, right? Which is taking ground and getting the initial flank off of the side of yellow team first.
You know, now that you pointed out, you're absolutely right. This is a complete change or a shift in tone. Red team has made it very clear that they want this boonstone. They have 100% been sat right on top of it right now, and yellow is actually conceding quite a bit of land to them. But as you can see, oh my goodness gracious, yellow's actually coming in hard right now.
Yep.
What the fuck?
The moment that any team tries to clump close to the boon, not exactly on the boon, on the top of the boon itself, because not all of them are trying to avoid it as much as they can so they don't get bursted down and kind of like either Cordy spinned on or even Bellandier, or even like the Ebon Staff freeze, which does negate a lot of the movement from your team by freezing them in place. They're immediately getting caught from the back.
Dude, 2 minutes remaining. Yellow and red duking it out. Oh man, huge AoEs going right on top of the boonstone. I'm looking at everyone's health ping-ponging on the red side, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy fight, but it's 55 seconds left. Red team right now needs to go. I think the only part of the plan here that they need to add on to is maybe take into account you have enough time to wait on cooldowns. Take into account your Cordy spins and try to stagger them as long as possible, because again, red team has no issues getting that initial take on it to start the timer. They have issues with maintaining it is their biggest problem. So the thing that they need to do here right now is try to create a scenario where they have longevity on in terms of like having the ground taken, which the only way that I can think of right now is staggering those spins, not using them all at the same time for one big push, and then in the next 30-40 seconds you're gonna get pushed back again and get your ground stolen away from you.
10 seconds, chat. Do I see a recap? I don't see a single recap. Right, it is over.
I do not see a single recap. There is not enough time, and yellow team takes the win. And even with that said, red team, Team Jericho, still having the rank 1 player of the fight. Passion Fruit. Sean has been phenomenal this whole fight, has not given up the rank 1 position, has dealt insane amount of damage right beside Lian of Kaunashi, able to get that high impact there with the plays. 59 kills to 47. Sean showing exactly why Grin 2 is as deadly as they are. But unfortunately, in terms of the longevity on the boon itself and taking and maintaining that take, yellow team just reigns supreme.
What an unbelievable fight. Take a look at this. Across the board in the top 10, there are almost no repeats of guilds. You have Grin, Kanoshi, Boba, Naisu, Cat Cafe, and others showing up across the board. And then look at this. Even though red team did lose, you have both the 1 and the 2 spot. Very clear red victories, dude. 59 kills for Sean, as you were calling out. Yep. Unfreaking believable, dude.
Yep. And one thing to note too is it kind of shows you the power of HOTS, right? Of heal overtime from bow. The bow users themselves, you can see they have 2 million plus self-sustain throughout this whole fight. And looking across the board here, if we go all the way towards the bottom is when we start to see the big numbers. We start to see the people that are probably responsible for the longevity that the flank teams, that the main ball has. The unsung heroes, the class that everybody needs in their guild is the Seekers.
You were absolutely right, dude. Those healers coming in clutch. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe both teams had the same exact amount of Seekers, dude, because they are vital to any bruiser type of setup that we have here on the West.
Exactly. And yeah, look like Sega Psych here, one of the top healers in the arenas as well. 19.8 million healing done. And as we go down the kind of like the rankings here, you can see Wubby from Backshots with a 25.3 million healing done here. And let's see if anybody has done more than him. Again, healers, man, they're just the unsung heroes. Honestly, they're always at the bottom of this here, but you know for a fact that without these healers, without these Seekers here, the pushes, the longevity, playing life, completely impossible. Completely impossible.
We have seen it. Goodness gracious. So that is 2 games out of this 3-game series done. let's go ahead and talk about this. So number one, who took that first game? It was Happer, right?
It was Happer.
Happer defeated Raid Shot. Soma defeated Jericho. So next, we're going to have the Battle of the Titans. We're going to have Soma fighting Happer.
It is going to be
Thank God.
both shot callers originally from Oblivion, moving over one side Happer moving over to Invoker, and one side Soma moving over to Moonstone for more competition on both ends, and they're going to be seeing each other again. Moving to different servers has not prevented these two from facing each other, and now they're going to be facing each other in the finals of this tournament.
Dude, how exciting is that? Think about how much history. We've all been playing this game for about 6 straight months now, right? Think of all the time. Think of all the effort. Think about all the knowledge, all the money spent to get these builds absolutely perfect. And what are they doing? They are flexing it right here, right now, for all of us to see.
Exactly. And in terms of the one thing that you have to take note as well, like there are some players in here who don't even have arc boss weapons, which is crazy. I've seen people have arc boss weapons and perform 10x worse than people who don't have it, and that's kind of like where the skill expression, kind of like the skill level difference comes from, and kind of really shows, right? And if you put an arc boss weapon on those same skilled players, that skill level just gets intensified even more.
It becomes unfreaking believable, right?
Exactly. And yeah, it's really nice to see like quite a huge spread of performers here, a lot of diversity, and this is why they call it the All-Stars, right? It's because it's the best players in NA West coming together, and you can see, and they're coming across from all the other guilds in the NA West servers.
Exactly, dude. The best of the best coming together to really show what they've been able to do, dude. Huge shout out, by the way, to each and every one of those players who was in that last fight, as well as our first fight. I want to be very clear. You guys should be proud of what you guys did, because that was crazy, dude. Fatty, what are the odds that we're ever going to be able to get an NA West versus it? Oh, he's at bathroom.
I will be right back.
Go poop, man. You're completely fine. Go, bye. Dude, yo, chat, listen to me. It's just me and you. All right, you know what? Let me pull up Fatty's chat too. Yo, Fatty's chat. How you guys doing today? Yo, put me in, coach. Guys, how are we feeling? By the way, listen to me. If you guys are new to either of the streams, dude, listen to me. Fatty is my boy. Homie was my guild lead for a little bit. And on top of that, dude, listen to me. Absolute gamer. Feel free to drop my boy a follow. You know what I mean? If you're on my side, same deal. Smile, smile, smile. Were there interviews after the first match? Dude, listen to me. There were not only no interviews, we literally jumped into the next fight within 3 to 4 minutes. Dude, Jason, it is crazy fast how quick this entire tournament is speeding through. It's crazy. Absolutely, I showed the scoreboard. I also went ahead and I scroll down through it, completely slow, all that good stuff. So you guys can go back in the VOD in order to take a peek at either of the scoreboards. No rush, no worries, either way for you guys. Goodness gracious. But chat, I hope you guys are enjoying this. It is unfreaking believable how fun and how close these fights have been, dude. I hope you guys are as excited as me. Yo, chat, really quick. If I may ask.
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back, Fatty. Welcome back, dude. Yo, yeah. Check it out. Soma and Happer. The teams are almost in place. We are going to be seeing a fight at the Grand Alon Riftstone. So, I want you to take me through it. I want you to take me through what strength have you seen from Soma today, and what strength have you seen from Happer? Yo, talk to me. Talk to me.
I think a lot of Happer's strength comes directly from his composition, and probably one of the things that he has over Soma right now is that he has a clear view of the battlefield. He is not in the fight itself. He's basically the general that's giving out the commands to his troops. Meanwhile, you have Soma He will actually be in the fight itself. So there is a bit of going to be a bit of the difference there in terms of like a kind of like a full court view. If you look at like Soma side and Happer side, but again, in terms of the quality of players, we saw it in that fight with Jericho. And the thing is, like, Jericho's composition, his squad is also pretty insane. And the fact that you have the shot calling, you have from Soma's side, and you have the skills for, like, coming in from like the player side as well, is kind of like at that point where they just know where to be almost instantly.
Dude,
And
no, you're absolutely right. So I have a question for you, super quick. I apologize for interrupting.
No.
So, does Happer also have that view, or is Happer playing? I got no idea.
he is not playing, but he is shot calling, so he will be in spectator mode.
Okay. So these are the two people who were not actually in the game, who were not actually gaming. They are only shot calling. All of their brain power is going to making the best plays, not playing their class. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
it is it's gonna be an interesting view in terms of, and man, the problem, I mean, not the problem, but the win condition here is zone control. In the previous boon fights, we wanted them to avoid being on the boon itself because it's such a small choke point, right? But this is a Riftstone fight. You have to be in the zone. You need to be in the zone in order to take it.
Absolutely.
So now, the initial take is going to matter even more. Because if you don't have the initial take for a certain amount of time, 2 minutes or more, potentially more, you have to be in the zone itself if you actually want to take it. It's not just a one and done. You try to take it and then you just leave it alone and hope that nobody takes it away from you. This time around, if you want to take it, you need to be in there. And with comps like this,
know, man. Yeah.
I don't know.
No, you go comps like this. What?
Comps like this, if you're in the middle clumped up, you are gonna get dove. And there's a lot of Bellandir there's a lot of and knowing that, there might be a lot of people slotting in their Bellandir SNSs here over their over their bulwarks or their fiendish. They might be slotting in even their Bellandir spears here if need be, especially with how cramped the space can be.
Dude, I think you are absolutely right, especially with Alon, man. You think about this map. It is literally just a flat-ass ground with 87 different points of entry. For individuals, for massive groups, it doesn't matter what you do on Alon, no direction is safe. It is an assault from 360 degrees, dude.
Yeah. And the thing about this now, it's just a circle, free. It's just a circle. That's just basically what it is. Right? And you know what else? You know what else has the same radius, the same measurements as a circle?
Fuck the man.
A Cordy spin and SNS Bella pull. You Cordy spin here, you SNS Bella pull here, you're sucking in 3/4 of the whole damn area.
Everybody dies. It's 5 seconds. Okay, yo.
And here we go.
Mine doesn't say spectator mode, but I don't know. But yo, anyway, real quick, change or adjustment to something I said. Soma is actually in the game. My apologies, peeps. Soma is actually taking part in this game. Yes.
Yeah. So Soma is in the game. Happer is not. So that's gonna be it's gonna be interesting in terms of like being able to get that full court view on Happer's end here. And in the meantime, Soma's kind of like that general that marches into the war in the front line himself. It's very very interesting. It's like the strategist versus the old kind of like battle tested general who is always on the front line.
Oh shit. Yo, I fucked up. Yo, I thought this was the flat. No, oh crap, this was the hard one.
This is the
hard
circle.
map.
This is the circle.
Oh no. This is gonna be so much fun.
It is just a circle. If you go into the circle right now, there are places that you could LOS potentially, which is good. But in order to take this area, you need to be inside the circle. And again, Bellandir pulls,
Dude.
Bellandir spears with DFA, right?
What?
Cordy crossbows.
Dude, we're in for a treat, man.
Yeah.
Remember, chat. So again, we got 3 minutes until we start. I want to tell every single person, listen to me. We are seeing the best of the best statics. Not guilds, not individuals, no nothing like that, right? The best statics, all from over the West.
All
We brought them
stars.
all together here. Oh, exactly. All stars, baby. And we are seeing the best of the best fight here today. I want to be very clear. On a map that some people love, some people hate, but I can guarantee you it's going to be better than fucking Shattered Temple, dude. This is going to be so much fun.
A
This is
lot
going to be so much fun.
of entries here for you. A lot of entries, a lot of LOS spots here to abuse, and you can see yellow right off the bat is already set. Kind of showing you like, hey, if you're in there, we're out here.
Exactly. Dude, LOS is going to be absolutely key here. Every single pixel of this is going to be important. Look at yellow stacking behind each and every one of these columns. The red team, look, they are taking a look on the outside here. We have teams that aren't even on the point on the red side, dude. This is going to be crazy, man.
Now, from what I'm seeing here, though, quite a bunch of red team here on the main entrance. Not
Yeah,
the
flat
best
side.
idea, especially with Edmund staff being a thing. I do see that they have about 2 statics there, 2 flex teams / flank teams there on the back end, because there is a hookup on the backside of this towards the north side of this rift that they could go into. But
And I believe
again,
there's only one, right?
yeah, but here's a problem for you. Hooking up as a group of people when people know that you're gonna go in that direction is a
Instant death.
trap.
Instant.
Exactly. One frost from like an Ebon staff user, and every single one of you that's hooking up there stays on that exact same spot that you landed, and prime for the demolition crew, pretty much blowing your whole stack up.
Exactly. Good news is I have the lotion ready to make it a little bit easier once it does happen here.
Okay, if you would so kindly share some of that with me, because I think we're all gonna need it here. There is gonna be a lot of back ending here on this side of red team. Not sure if it's gonna be enough to penetrate the backside of the yellow team here, Smile. But
Penetrate?
it looks like red team has to decide right here and now. Do you take ground immediately, or do you try to push from the outside?
Dude, 1 minute, 60 seconds. We're going to start seeing each one of these teams start to solidify their placement on how they're going to engage here.
Yeah.
All right, talk to
So,
me. Soma or Happer, yellow or red, who takes it?
Right now, with based off of positioning, I think yellow will take this one right off the bat if they maintain this current positioning that they have right now. Because again, you do have that flank team in the back there, but the problem is, what are they going to do? They're going to hook up over here. What's it going to take from the yellow team? One Ebon staff user, one Bellandir user, Frost, Explode, or maybe even a Cordy user to wipe the 2 parties that are trying to hook up here, and they're gone. And everybody else can focus on the front end of this right here, while they have LOS on the backside of this positioning here. So it's going to be really tough for red team if they maintain the current position that they have, because the yellow team just knows where they're going to come from. Meanwhile, you have the yellow team spread all the way over the back end of this rift right here.
10 seconds. Open up your eyes. Let's look at this engage. Take a peek across the board. The fight has started.
And here we go.
Alrighty.
Actually, my mistake. I think Soma might be yellow. Soma is yellow team. Yep.
Yes. Red is Happer.
There we go.
Alrighty. Yellow, dude, yellow is capping. Look at this, chat. Grand Alon has started. Both of the teams are fighting for the actual Riftstone itself.
Yes.
Dude, red is stacking on that southern side. Please go ahead, Fatty.
24 on yellow side, 16 on red side. If you look at the top right of the screen here, you can see the numbers on either side. You can see green who has more, red who has less. But look at what yellow team is going to do here right now. They not only intercepted the people that were trying to push from the back end here, but they actually did push from the people that are pushing through the main gate. Hitting them from the back, reminiscent of what we saw that they were doing against Team Jericho. And you can see right
no
away.
matter what you do. Oh yeah, go.
Yeah, and you can see right away, it's doing the same effect, if not even more effective, with less Cordy pressure on the side of Happer's team here. They're just able to run through the back line, push straight into the front line here. Now they're on clean up duty. They've cleaned up most of the backliners, the DPSs on red team here, and now they're just wiping the rest of the tanks, the rest of the more tanky members here. The tanks, the seekers, they're all that's left on the side of red team here right now. And red team, they have to run back from point 1, but you can see on the outside here, they are being intercepted by some of yellow team.
You are absolutely right. The numbers do not lie. I want to be very clear, chat. If you are not on the point in a Riftstone fight, you are not doing anything to help your team out during these crucial moments. So look, 46-17. We have a very clear picture of the numbers here.
And we can also look at the ratings right now. The initial engage, you can see Sploot from Dynasty getting the lead on the kills here, but not to be underestimated as well in terms of damage dealt. Even though Boba T, Brenna Sparks, looks like from the end, I believe Brenna Sparks does not even have an arc boss weapon. Correct me if I'm wrong, but able to do 645k damage right off the bat and get the 6 kills and get the 22 assists here. Meaning that he has dealt a lot of impact, made a lot of difference in terms of winning this initial fight. And we're witnessing that right now.
No arc boss. You were absolutely right. Goodness gracious.
So the fact, dude, again, we talked about player skill free. We talked about player skill. No arc boss weapon. Pure skill. Pure class impact. Gladiators. We'll see it over and over and over again. In the hands of the right person. Arc boss or no.
Absolutely right.
This is what we get.
Dude, take a peek around really quick. So you are 100% right. Not only do they have the actual point yellow team, they have each and every one of the spots in the top 11. Yellow is not only winning in kills, dude, they're winning the actual place. And on top of that, man, it looks like they're holding an absolutely dominant lead here on the actual point itself. Yellow team still has the bodies to push off red.
Yep. And then red team also trying their best here. Mystical from Kaunashi here, breaking in the top rankings for red team at number 12. And then at number 16 here, Cardi, aka Master Cardi, for the MasterCard play here from Pride in Invoker, trying his best to make as much of an impact as he can, but it's incredibly hard, man. You lose the initial take on this, it gets extremely high, especially because of the fact that there's a bit of it's very close. It's very close.
Are we seeing a shift here?
Kind of,
I'm seeing a lot of red.
Really. If you look around, you're gonna see yellow team here on the outside. Guess what they're doing? They're ganking respawners as they come out. They're coming in with like half HP. They're getting ganked, easier to kill. Remove them from being a factor in this fight in the middle here. And you can see yellow still has more numbers here, and red's not getting up in numbers either because they're dying. And the people that are dying are trying to come back, but they're getting ganked all the way here from the middle. They just cannot make it back. Look at this bottom part here. They can't even get up onto the circle.
Huge respawns from both sides. Red is still on the actual point itself, making progress towards recapping the point. 15 minutes remaining. We're done our first quarter. Chat, this is the best of the best, dude. Look at how crazy this is. Yellow and red both trying not to give each other a millimeter of progress here.
Yeah, and you can see right away. Look at the timer right now. Red was ahead, and then they were even, and then red was behind. 32 on the side of yellow, 20 on the side of red, and they just cannot make it because look at this. Look at this. Rerolls group, the same flank squad that we saw earlier, getting mugged by like 2 different parties, and somehow the bell was not rung, and so they kept fighting. They kept playing a life. And they're holding what looks like another 2-3 parties here at the bottom. The amount of impact that they're displaying and they're providing right now. Again, this right here, Swarja Niagara. This guy, 7, is an SNS crossbow, and guess what? He does not have a Cordy crossbow.
Dude, I don't know.
But he makes impact like he does.
Red is running into the point. I'm talking straight Holden W. Look at the numbers once more, Fatty. Look at this. Red is trying to take here.
Red is trying their darndest, but look, Look at the impact that they're doing right now. Look at it. They have the lead. Now it's trying. It's almost trickling down to 34, 33, 35. They're trying to make a lead, and then down to 32, 31 again. But look at Yellow. Yellow is closing in. Gokusin there with double kill. Snow kill on Glam. Happy Yahweh getting rid of Caesar, their taker. And one of their best, like, probably clumpers on the side of Team Happer there. But look at the respawns on the side of Yellow Team. Look what they're doing again. They're starting to pull the lead,
right.
and that's because of what they're doing on the outside here. They know for a fact what's easier to kill, full HP or half HP. Obviously, the answer is, if you're bad at math like I am, you still know the answer to that. Half HP is easier to kill. Gank them in the middle of them trying to get back into the rift. They're trying to kind of zombie rush into the rift right now, but that's all they can do. Unfortunately, you get caught, your immunity disappears, and you will get ganked by these flex squads, these kill squads from,
Tell me, though,
from Team Soma.
Fatty, is that the play? Is the play to slowly tick up as much as you possibly can until the end of the timer, and then force them to try and recap later? Because you know there's no overtime, right?
There is no overtime.
Is the zombie push the play?
The zombie push can be the play if you weren't getting picked off midway. So
all right. So you were red team. What do you do to retake the point here?
If I was red team, I would make sure that my parties know that they need to regroup before they take the portal. What I'm seeing right now is a lot of individuals from red team going in as just exactly that, individuals, and they're getting caught in the middle. They have nobody to defend them. They're half HP. They're prime food here for the predators on the side of Team Soma, and they're gonna get caught, they're gonna get killed, and they're just gonna have zero presence on this rift.
I think you're absolutely right. 12 minutes remaining. I'm taking a peek at the actual scoreboard itself, and we do see a bit of a shift. Yellow and red. Red is now mixing in with the yellow here up in the top 10. And then scrolling down, you see even more red sliding up through the leaderboards.
And look at this right now, Free. This is a literal uphill battle that red team is trying to fight right now, trying to push into this rift. There is nobody even really on the rift right now. They're just pushing down, getting and taking advantage of the high ground, and red team struggling. Again, a literal uphill battle on the side of red team here. Can they make it through?
Dude, I cannot believe we went from only fighting on the point to not a single person on the point. Red losing all the progress that they've made. Yellow shutting them down.
And you can see, like, yellow team trying to play a little bit more disciplined here. I do see people pulling back a little bit and trying to take back the high ground advantage that they have. And you can see, again, Reroll's team here just swimming in a sea of red, somehow just not dying. So if it is red, it's not his blood, it's the enemy's.
Oh my goodness. All right, very strong start for Soma.
Yep. And look at this.
If you could give,
go ahead.
If you could whisper one thing in the Happer's ear right now, one thing into the red team shot caller's ear, what would it be?
It would be exactly this right here. Spawn 2, hit them from behind.
Okay, dude. I'm seeing everybody coming from spawn 3. Yellow team is actually starting to collapse towards 1. You're right.
Look at where the positioning is right now. If I see this as a shackle, especially if I'm not in the middle of this fight, so I'm not really getting kind of like tunnel vision here, right? I see this battlefield right now. I see that yellow is overextended right now. What I would do is I would just ask them, hey, spawn 2, hit them from behind. Because if you look at the two, look, Wubby, their healer here. Look at Splu, their ranged DPS here. You need to be able to take advantage of these people that are in the back there that are vulnerable, because their front line right now is pushing into red itself.
And here we are halfway done. Let's see if Happer gets the message, dude.
A few backline, a few gankers here from the backline on the side of red team, but just not enough, man. Just not enough. That was probably the prime opportunity that Team Happer was kind of looking for, right? The fact that yellow team, Team Soma, was very well overextended there on the fight. They're really feeling themselves in this fight. They know that they have the advantage. They know that they have a really strong position, and they were asserting as much a dominance as they could onto red team here. And red team, unfortunately, there could not capitalize soon enough. And now yellow team is back on the rift itself.
Dude, yellow team. Red is trying their best to stack as many yellows as we possibly can, dude, but I don't think they're falling for it. I legitimately don't think they are.
The problem is because there was no initial wipe there on yellow team, that red team couldn't really get a positioning that's good enough to kind of like turn the uphill battle, you know, like a quick 180 degrees, right? Like themselves being in the good position, in a better position here. So now they're kind of forced to just push right into yellow, try to get this rift, but in order to maintain the high numbers that they have right now, they have to be in the middle, and having more numbers in the middle means what? It means that you're more clumped up. It means that you can see the numbers on yellow side. There is a few kills here on the side of red to yellow, but there is more yellow getting removed from the rift itself. That's because they're staying more on this side. They're trying to LOS a little bit. They're throwing their AoEs in the middle because they know that there's more red there, or there was more red there, and there were more clumped, which means that as soon as they burst down a lot of those people, they can go back into the rift take zone itself. And as you can see, 44-19 when red had the advantage. That is how we kind of control the tempo in these rift fights, especially when it's such a small space like this one.
And yellow was waiting for it. Yellow was waiting for their shot. They shot it, and red now has to reset all their progress, going back down 7.5 minutes remaining.
Exactly. And basically that's just what they did. They lured him in, like, hey, look, baby, there's cheese in the middle here. It's kind of like a phallic shaped here. It kind of looks like a rock. Lure into it, get trapped inside, and once they bit that bait, man, it is just unfortunate. You stack first, you die.
Correct. Huge stack, by the way, on the 3 side. It looks like Happer did not get your message, Fatty. I'm sorry, but it was stuck in the postage system, dude.
Yeah, it's look at the rip right now. 0 on the side of red team right now. And again, yellow team just pushing into red here. Again, they could easily jump this top side. You can see Caesar right now clump the DPS that were on top here, and you can see on the side of I believe it was Singular's party here spun on the clump that Caesar was able to create here, and they got a bit of control back onto the rift. But again, yellow team actually is in quite a bad position here. Free, the top side of their teams there got ganked, got sucked in, got bursted down, and they have to go back into the rift because Singular's team, Caesar's team, has pushed into the rift itself. But unfortunately, on the way back, they kind of created the same situation that we were trying to hope that Happer would do, but it kind of happened in a more organic way because of the fact that yellow team pushing back into the rift, the guys that were spawning out of Portal 1 were able to flank them by default. But again, the difference is you can see Reroll's team, Stizzy's team in the back there, playing life, delaying as many people as they can, and unfortunately, red team is falling for that bait.
You're absolutely right. Now tell me, if I'm not mistaken, around that like 4 minute mark, 3 minute mark, it gets unbelievably difficult to take this point, especially with the progress that we've seen from red team. So unless red team does something completely different, this is going to be a rough battle.
It's going to be a rough battle. Again, it's an uphill battle for Happer here. And fortunately for Happer, though, he does have a choice of where his team spawns. And if they spawn, and now they're actually spawning on 2 side. Why did you do this when they were down there?
Oh my goodness gracious, dude. Look at them taking the south side. They're trying their best to push into yellow team from the south of the actual point itself. Dude, red knocking on their door, and yellow's coming out. Guns a-blazing, dude. Look at this.
Tough push here, man. I think the red team does need to utilize. I'm not seeing a lot of people on this high ground on the right side here by the trees. And they're all kind of funneling into this little pathway in the middle, creating an artificial choke point just for themselves when they don't need to. In the meantime, yellow team's abusing the high ground. Why is everybody funneling towards the middle?
Dude, It is 4 minutes remaining, and you and I both know in these kind of fights, we get just a little bit desperate and we start to push in towards that point at the easiest possible route to go. I think that's what we're seeing now, but red team is pushing through, holding W. Let's see if it works.
Yeah, it looks like on the back end here too, Saurus, Crazy Rabbit, Insomnia, Fogo, Crazy Shadzier here, diving the back line, not allowing them to free hit the front line or the other DPS on the yellow side team here, and they're going to be eliminated immediately. The unfortunate part here is they're getting kept busy in the back line. So all that DPS, all those rotations, all those cooldowns going on to the side of tanky members like tanks.
4 minutes remaining. Red is pushing onto the actual point itself, but we have seen time and time again that yellow does not like playing on this platform. So we're going to see if they can push them off or whether or not red team can actually hold. We got the cap, 33.
Again,
27. The numbers are about even.
Red team initially, again, to take the initial advantage, having more numbers on the rift. But if you look at the side of yellow team here, yellow team are kind of like on the side here a little bit less now. They're probably more on the front side here with Reroll's team on the outside. You can see in the on the outside here, Stizzy, Smack, a lot of them on the yellow side, trying to get rid of all these returns with half HP, aka free kills essentially. And look at the gank teams here. Look at the gank teams here, Free. You can see them ganking people on the way back from Portal 2, getting rid of them all, and then now is their time that they can push and jump the rest of the stack in the rift itself. And again, red team having an advantage. Is there going to be a bit of adjustment here? Is there going to be a big play on the side of red team here so that they can get that initial? They just need one good kind of like half wipe, Free, in order for them to take this rift right now.
And they do it. 55. The numbers are even. We are flip-flopping. We have 3 minutes for red team to pull this win ahead. And I'm not going to lie. This is a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, dude.
Yeah, but look at the outside, Freak. There's a lot of yellows in here still ganking people on the way back. And what's going to happen once they kill these people? They're going to push inside, get their burst down in the middle there, and then take control of the rift again. And looks like, though, at the moment, red...
Look at
doing something different here, a little bit more. A lot of people on the rift itself, they're trying to go for the take, but again, if you clump that many people inside, it just means more prime real estate for the side of yellow team. You put 45 people in there, they see that number, they see like, oh, guess what, free food. Like, it's not a fucking bird trap at this point. It's just free food. That's just what it is. A goddamn buffet, and there's no entrance fee. And so they just go in, take over the 45 that were there, explode them, and it drops all the way to 28.
1 minute and 40 seconds remaining. Red and yellow continue to flip-flop here in the last, 100 seconds left remaining, dude? This is crazy.
A lot of these matches have been pretty close, especially towards the end here. And now we're really going to see what yellow team's going to go here to kind of secure this win. But again, 78% free, 79% with 1 minute and 20 seconds on the clock. What adjustment can Happer do here? Will he make the adjustment of waiting until there's an X amount of people on yellow team and then send in his Cody crossbows and get the numbers advantage and get that last push into the 100%?
Dude, we keep ticking up. Dude, yellow is flooding onto the actual point itself now. They said forget about those kills, man. We have 1 minute remaining, 15% remaining, dude, in 50 seconds.
32, 35, 41.
Oh my
goodness. Red currently had 40 plus, but again, you can see the kills that are going into the fight there.
10%!
7%, 40 seconds. Will Red actually be able to take this?
Dude, where is yellow? Where is yellow? Dude, they have to. Yellow has to pull all onto the point. They gotta stop ganking the returners.
To the point. They have the advantage at the moment. It's back and forth, 2%. Will they be able to take it free? Is it gonna be a nail biter of a fight? They managed to take it. Oh my goodness!
10 seconds remaining. Oh my! Happer just made fucking history.
A nail biter of an ending.
That's insane. What? That shows you why you do not let off the gas. You do not stop no matter how many times you get pushed off the point. No matter what, you keep going. Happer, congratulations, dude. Fatty, how do you feel right now?
I have full-on adrenaline right now. Incredible comeback here. insane.
Unbelievable. Dude, I'm speechless. In a million years, after you saw the retakes fail over and over, how many retakes did we see fail? 15 or 20 in those 20 minutes?
I lost count, to be honest with you.
But you want to know what? 20 might have failed, but one Happer and his team the fight.
Man, yeah, which it kind of tells you, right? Like, if you didn't hear no bell, the fight ain't over.
That's...
And we can see too, like rank 1, rank 2, you can see Singular consistently on top of the rankings here. Very surprising though, on the Boba side here, Suarez and Niagara, the SDS crossbow that doesn't have a Cody crossbow is actually ranked number 1 on the kill board.
That shows you, if you can play well enough and you can build well enough, you can outperform the gear diff. It's unbelievable. Dude,
man,
I want to have a conversation with Happer now. I want to hear Happer fucking scream, and I hope he's celebrating with his team.
We need this after final interview. That was completely insane of a comeback there. And it was very back and forth all the way to the end.
You're absolutely right, man. Jeez, always, dude. Happer's in chat. Yo, Happer, come slide through Discord.
Here
Yo,
we go.
Dude.
Yeah. We'll get him in here.
Yeah, we need this interview. We need this interview right now, because that was probably all of the fights went down to the wire, and this one especially so.
You could not have scripted a better end than that. 15 seconds remaining. 90% we're fighting for like 15 or 20 seconds, dude. Happer, welcome to the call.
Well. The man of the hour, the first ever, and this goes down in NA West TNL history right here. The first ever winner of the NA West All-Stars tournament, the very first tournament that NA West has had. Come on, Happer, talk us right into that, like the whole fight from beginning to end. Right now, the floor is yours, buddy.
They had us on our back foot. We couldn't really get a good ground. I knew we could break it open. It was just a matter of when. I tried a few different regroups. I pushed 2 of the regroups too early. One of the regroups, they recovered back pretty well. And I realized the fight was lost. I just wanted to pull the regroup, pull the time that we had, try to play with what we had. I told the team at 7 minutes, we had 1, maybe 2 more good pushes in it. That at that point, that first push got shut down, and the second push, we just kind of played the side they were feeding their respawns from, just trying to keep them staggered out, hoping we were farming out more than they were on point, and stopping their respawns, and it worked out for us. Ticked over.
Yeah,
Dude,
that was...
need to know.
Man, go ahead, Free. That was intense.
I need to know. So for unironically about 18 minutes straight, push after retake, after cancel, after push, which is constantly getting denied. I want to know how do you find the resolve to continue to go back in, keep trying new things, and overall win the actual take here with like 10 seconds remaining, dude?
Just from our pushes, I could tell it was winnable. It just had to find the right footing. I had tried floating that back wall where they were trying to play pretty heavy, that non-entry side. I tried floating there, matching them, see if we could outkill them there. We weren't getting more kills than them there, and their respawns were just kind of flooding in and taking us out at that point. So I tried a few different things, tried hugging hook side, then they kind of just kept taking 1 respawn there at the end instead of splitting their respawns like they did the rest of the time. And I took the advantage of that and held that 1 portal, or 1 side.
Dude, absolutely amazing show. I feel like so many people can use that as an example of why you never give up, especially in these fights, right? No matter what happens in the first, 15, 19 minutes, the last second is what matters, dude. You had 18 seconds remaining when you guys capped the point. What was comms like when you were at that 90% mark and you were all just flooding into the point?
I just kept telling them, make sure we hold down that left side, continue to hold down that left side. This point is ours. Right when it ticked over, I said GG's and I stopped calling. We're we're sitting in the stage chat, so I had given a few other people speaking terms in there, just so they could feed information if needed. And past that, you couldn't really hear everyone, but I'm sure everyone went crazy in their comms.
Dude, absolutely amazing, man. Fatty, take it away, my man.
I would love to have heard those comms. I'll be completely honest with you, because I know the feeling of getting that last minute take of like trying to figure out in the middle of a fight, like, okay, how do we go about doing this? How do we go about like taking ground that we have not been able to take for the past 10-15 minutes? And then when you're able to achieve it, that kind of like that sweet, like euphoric like feeling, like that you start to realize like, wait, we have this, boys.
Yeah, I've called for a while in different games. New World was where I had called before this. If anything showed me that, I started out with a bunch of friends. We were one of the worst guilds, and then we ended up being pretty solid guild there at the end of it all. So it's just never give up. Always make sure you're calling through to the end. Don't try to crash out. If you crash out, that kind of demoralizes people a lot of the times. There is a time for yelling, and it is to get people's attention. But if you do anything more than that, it tends to demoralize people more or less.
Wise words, wise
You're
words.
absolutely right. Dude, the first ever NA West All-Stars tourney. I honestly think it's time to say thank you to eBag, dude, because you are the reason we're all here. You put this all together, my man. eBag, what do you have to say, man?
I'm just glad it was a good success, and a lot of people seem to have fun.
I think it was a great success. This was a pretty amazing time. Like every single fight. I think
all 3 games were pretty intense.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think probably the best part of this tournament is the fact that. So what was the idea? And I'm asking you this just because like I think that this wouldn't have been as close as it would have been, and as good of a tournament, as great of a tournament as it would have been if we didn't do an all-stars type theme.
Correct.
I don't know what gave me the idea. I just knew that NA West needed an event, and yeah, people. I had some friends who play on East, both NA West and NA East.
Yeah.
They were saying NA West is not competitive at all. So, we tried to bring together, the best of NA West and see what we could do. And this was it.
Dude,
right.
Well, what an absolutely amazing event. eBag, I just want to be very clear. I really hope we get more of these. I don't know about the frequency. I don't know when. It doesn't matter. But all I know is that I had fun today. And I feel like the entire community came out. I can only talk about chat and what I see in the Discord. There was so much support for both individuals, the statics, the guilds, along with the shot callers, dude. eBag, you really brought NA West together, and I think this was a wonderful display of what we can do in the competitive scene.
And we need more of it. Especially for
We'll see.
Especially for NA West. And maybe next time we could do a little bit of reachy out to Mr. Bezos and get the Amazon bucks and get the sponsorship for these events, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we
trying to
could.
put some money together.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like get the winners, like we.
Give it a month, and we can talk again, and maybe we'll make something happen.
And there we go.
Dude, say less. eBag, Happer, Fatty, is there anything you guys want to say to finish up, or are we doing anything else? Talk to me.
I'm going to bed. It's 12:30. It's 12:30 for me. So.
How are you going to bed after all that adrenaline, dude? I couldn't imagine.
He's gonna lie in bed with a smile on his face until he passes out. That's exactly how he's gonna go to bed.
I'll sleep like a baby.
Dude, say no more. Happer, congratulations again. Seriously, wear that crown proud, dude. Because you guys showed exactly what we can do here today. Great job, my man. Dude, Soma!
Yo. I just want to hop in. I just want to say, yo, GG's Happer.
Yeah, GG.
Much love, bro. That was a great
Fucking
fight. That was pretty fun. It was great.
Yep.
eBag, I hope to see that Guild v Guild version in the next one, please. That'd be great. That was fun, though. Shout out to everybody who showed up.
That's what we're thinking
That
of
was all
next.
4 captains. Thank you. That was great.
Yeah, thanks
War games
for-
are shit though, not gonna lie. The way the stone ticks, that's kind of cringe, but whatever. All good. That was fun.
That fucking stone is crazy. Dude, I've been telling people.
when we were talking about the stone, we were saying like, yeah, this stone tree, it's a circle. Guess what is a circle? A cordy spin. So we know it was
it's
gonna
just
be
'cause,
insane from the very beginning. It was gonna be a crazy fight.
Yeah. Spinners went off. I mean, you saw like the top 3 people were like just all spinners. I'm pretty sure.
Of
Goes
course.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be a hard map against spinners.
Yeah,
But
for
it
sure.
was it's doable. You just have to play it right. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, the unfortunate part is that war games, if you have one person over the other team, it just takes like way too fucking fast. So
Yes.
it's just you can't really play around the time like you can in GVGs, unfortunately.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, it keeps it interesting at least, but
Yeah.
you know,
All
That
right.
was, that was really
war games
good though.
is a whole different
Great
thing.
fucking showing.
Yeah.
Great showing.
Thanks for the games, peeps. That was a lot of fun, dude. Fatty, shall we go ahead and sign off together real quick?
I think so. I think we shall. And Free,
All right.
will you do the honors?
Of what?
I'm signing us off, buddy.
Oh shit! Okay, yo, say no more. Yo, chat, real quick. I keep talking. Listen to me really quick. Ready? Check it out. Number 1, if you're not following Fatty, press the follow button right now. If you're not following me, press the follow button right now. All we do is talk shit, have a good time. We relax, and most importantly, we bring you guys some absolutely amazing content. Dude, if you want to see more stuff like this, the only thing you got to do is show up, dude. And on top of that, thank you guys, both the players, the shot callers. Dude, Fatty, thank you for
Thank you.
chilling with us, dude. Your knowledge was absolutely unbelievable today. If it was only me shot calling Fatty, it would have been complete silence and awkwardness. I'm not even going to lie. And no, I'm not glazing, chat. Listen to me. I'm always right. Oh, you're fucking playing the game right now? I'm looking at your stream.
No.
Are you going to continue?
No, well, I'm still gonna continue the Nebula fight, but again, likewise, right? Like, I wouldn't have been able to. The stream would not have been able to have the same energy as it would have if it wasn't for the intense fight, and especially without the intense, kind of like the casting provided by Free. And I think the combo was kind of needed as well in an event
yeah,
like this.
Look, give me some time to cook. Give me some time to get the level 55. You know what I mean, Fatty? And maybe I'll slide through in the next one. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You never know, man.
All I gotta say is thank you for or to P-Boy and Singular's group for you know, playing bait.
Yeah, man. You gotta sing your players' praises, man. It wouldn't have happened without them.
They made things happen at the right times, but I know they were heavily marked.
Oh yeah,
I love
you,
it. I'm gonna go ahead
you
and
can't
send
be
my peeps your
you
way.
can't be at the top of theirs rankings without being an incredibly good player, right? So yeah, Free.
I'm sending my peeps your way, dude. You guys have a wonderful night. Happer, Soma, it was a pleasure to meet you. I hope we get the game some more, all right?
Yep. See ya.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's.
I'll be over there in a bit. All right. Later, boys.